Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. And today I wanted to talk about why I think year two should be pretty much a New York based content piece. Now, I know episode 3 is coming to New York, and I know that, I've been making all these videos talking about New York. Some people have even asked me what the obsession with New York is. And I think they don't realize how important the origin story of the Division 2 is and how it is very important to the community. Now, I'm making this video not because of that, but because of something that I've noticed just in a few hours or just a few hours ago, some developments. Now, the Division 2's trailer for episode 3 has just been released, and something really caught my attention, and that is the amount of momentum this is gathering. Now, I've used the word momentum before, but it seems there's a lot of interest right now in the community. If you look at the video on Ubisoft North America's website, you probably have somewhere close to 40,000 people who have seen this trailer in one capacity or the other. Let's say that 50% of these people are interested in actually playing episode 3. So what you have now is somewhere around 20,000 people just from who have seen the trailer. State of the game is coming tomorrow. Word is going to be going out. Some people probably haven't seen this, and so you can't account for those numbers. I'm accounting 50% just to be, very out there with my numbers. I mean, you may say maybe less of that number is interested in the game, but, that's all subject to interpretation. And so most of the interest that I've seen, if you go there, just read comments. That's one of the best ways that you can do it. Is a lot of people are excited about this. They're excited about the fact that it's New York. Most importantly, yes, people may know the nature of the content. They may say, well, it's just going to be this kind of content, but you cannot take away the fact that New York is very important and critical to the central lore of the Division 2. And I think this is what a lot of players are actually banking on, experiencing that, meeting the cleaners again, whatever factions we may encounter, because the trailer doesn't show us everything. A new exotic weapon, possibly a new SMG that you guys actually shared that with me in the comment section, because I noticed it in a trailer. Having watched it a couple of times, and you guys said it's supposed to be the Honey Badger. That might be in the game, might not be in the game when the episode 3 is released. So I think this is where the developers, the designers, the decision makers, the story writers have an opportunity to bring this game from wherever it is. They need to resurrect this game. It's such a wonderful opportunity. I don't think they can afford to miss this mark. This is it right here for the game to be able to revive its long lost community and literally bring some really good new life into everything. And the reason I'm saying this is because New York holds a place dear to the heart of many agents. Many agents that have dropped this game are going to be dusting it off and coming back to play year 3. Because, not only because, year 3 is going to be in New York, but also it's also free. A lot of people who didn't get the DLC, which I know a lot of agents from Division 1 already have the DLC, they're going to hit the ground running. They're going to have their specializations, their flamethrowers. They're going to be running around using that thing on the cleaners just for the nostalgia's sake. I feel like an extension into New York is the next step to go. It doesn't have to be a full revival of the map. I think it needs to be maybe piece by piece by piece, reopening the map and bringing things that make New York, what it is for us, and making an adaptation of New York that actually has the same life as DC does. I'm not going to lie, DC map, in my estimation, is actually pretty good. There are things to do all over the place. NYC's map is very limited. It has a wonderful atmosphere, has beautiful aesthetics because of the snow, because of the post-apocalyptic world. But then if you look at the way the open world is, it's mostly relegated and limited to your missions, side missions, some really cool things, echoes, buildings, the way you can traverse the world and all that. But then if you bring that Washington, D.C.'s dynamic to New York, start bringing it piece by piece, before you know, you have a global game on your hand, a game that has 2 cities. And then the next expectation from there in year 3 is that you're bringing another city to the game. I think this is the direction the developers probably have already set out to move to, but because of a lot of the stagnancy, the way year 1 felt kind of stagnant, delays, pushing the raid back and then pushing the second raid again, I think that's what really cut this flow in terms of content. So now that there's momentum, now that there's interest, now that people are looking at the content and saying, I'm going to be playing New York. A lot of people said, I'm coming back to New York. Some people said, yeah, I'll come check it out. In whatever capacity they come check it out, I think the very first state of the game after New York the discussion about year 2 needs to start. And that discussion needs to start pointing to what year 2 is about. And I think the way they can do it is they can actually market a portion of New York as part of year 2. It doesn't have to be the immediate year 2 content. It could be somewhere down the road that there's an extension of year 2. They start creeping their way back into that map that made the game just quite wonderful, I would have to say. And eventually they'll be able to bring back a lot of the community. And then we can start talking about systems. We can start talking about those other things. But I feel like, there's no place like home. And if they can sell this on the basis of just, this is home for a lot of agents, this is what a lot of agents want, this is what a lot of agents are going to engage with, then, they can bring it to the game. They don't have to throw DC away. DC has a lot of value to it. It has a wonderful, it is a wonderful addition to the game. I feel like it should have been an addition to Division 1, but if they say, okay, we wanted to move out of that Division 1 system, no problem. Why not add New York as an expansion to the Division 2 now that we're here? If that logic makes any sense to you, let me hear what you think in the comment section. But this is pretty much, my understanding of things right now. If I were the developers, if I were the people actually looking at this game, that's definitely where it needs to go, because as much as you need to reinvent the wheel with Washington, D.C., with New York, you don't have to do that. There's so many ways that you can go. Imagine all the exotics we left in New York. Imagine all the named items we left in New York. Imagine all the gear that we left in New York. I'm telling you, you don't have to do anything. Just go pull up the old files and start implementing them to the new Division 2 system. Just nostalgia is going to make this company so much more money if they would just do it. But like I said, nobody ever listens to me until 4 months down the road. And then, everybody's going to start talking, yada, yada, yada. But I think this is a wonderful opportunity. It might not be the right way to go. Maybe you guys have to talk me off this crazy train that I'm on with New York, but I need to hear your thoughts and your comments. Let me hear them in the comment section. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff if you wish. And I guess I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.